What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm NAPTOWN Nerf, and this is episode 22 of NAPTOWN NERF Thrifting. Found quite a few things this month, as usual, but I am a little late actually shooting this video, but this is all my finds for the month of March. So I'm not showing you anything that I've thrifted so far in April, which actually isn't too much because I really haven't had too much time, but hopefully that will change soon. But I do have quite a few things to show you from the month of March, so let's get right into it. I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace a few things, an N4 shield, and the Warlock axe and Battle Master mace, I think is what this is called. So these are pretty cool. I do not own really any N4 stuff besides the shields. I have a couple shields, but other than that, I don't really have much. Oh, I have quite a few Vendetta swords, but other than that, not much stuff, and especially of the older stuff. The Vendetta sword is probably, I think, the last release in the Enforce line. So hopefully I'll get a Marauder. That is definitely on the bucket list. I am hoping to get one of those pretty soon. So yeah, definitely pretty darn good condition. I don't see anything that's broken off, so that's awesome, and definitely fun to add these to the collection. I found a vintage Optimus Prime Transformer Blaster. I don't know the exact name of this, but it is, I believe, a Hasbro blaster, dart shooter. It's not the transforming blaster that I've found previously, but it is pretty cool, and I didn't have one of these, and it was 99 cents, so I picked it up, and it's just a simple pull-back prime rotating barrel blaster. I'm sure it doesn't have the best performance, but it's something I didn't have, so I thought it was cool, and I picked it up. I grabbed a Buzzbee Tactical Storm. This was $3. Most of my stuff comes from Goodwill, if you don't know, so all these things came from Goodwill. So this is pretty cool and very good condition. So pretty cool. Came with the magazine and everything. So pretty neat. And I did not own one of these, so thought it was worth the $3. Grabbed another Ultimate Missile Blast. I have no idea how many of these I own, but quite a few, but they do have really good air tanks in them, and you can't really find those anymore, so it's hard for me to pass these up when they work. So this was $3, and it does hold air just fine, so that's pretty cool. So definitely a good find there. I found 2 more Marshmallow Bug Shooters, or crossbows. Unfortunately, I was messing around with this one and broke the string, but you could always just replace the string. It fell off. So that's pretty easily fixable, but you do need this string to work the blaster, as that's how it fires, is actually by string power. So that's pretty cool. This one was $2, and this one here was $3. But one thing I noticed is the way the bow arms are shaped are different, so I'm not sure why they changed the shape. I kind of prefer this shape, but I thought that was interesting. So keeping on with the bow theme, I grabbed a Big Bad Bow, or 3B. This was 99 cents, in pretty darn good shape, and purple, which is my favorite color of the big bad bows. So thought that was worth $1, even though these do take up a lot of space. I don't tend to pick them up very much anymore, but I thought this one was worthy. So grab that. Pretty cool. I scored a vintage Eagle Eye, and I remember playing with this specific blaster. It was probably one of the first Nerf blasters I played with at a friend's house, and definitely a cool find. It was $2. It is missing a few parts. I think it had a piece of plastic up here that lit up, and then I think it had some sort of dart storage attached to it somewhere too. But it does have like a little light here that it goes through. So this might not have lit up. This might have just been a cover or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but definitely pretty cool. Bolt action pistol, which is kind of fun. So no air restrictor in those back in the day, so that is kind of hard to hear. But yeah, definitely cool, and shot the vintage Megas, so definitely a neat find there. Found another 35 round drum. This one was 99 cents. Grabbed a Speedload 6. It was $1, or I probably wouldn't have picked this one up. I pass on these most of the time, but for $1 I thought it was worth it, and it's just a really cool looking pistol, and I just dig this big, you know, just beefy pistol look. I think this is definitely something that would be really cool to paint up just for like a prop kind of a thing, like a sci-fi prop. It definitely has that look to it. So found 2 clear Mavericks. I actually have quite a few of these now, and so I might not pick up any more, but these were both $1 each, so I felt like it was worth $1 for a clear Maverick. Clear Mavericks are awesome. I'm hoping to see more clear blasters because the Nerf is coming out with this Ghost Ops line, so that'll be really cool to see, and hopefully we get some pistols in that line and some cool stuff like that too. So found a Dart Zone Magnum. It was $2. You're not going to pass that up. This is definitely a really good blaster. I know so many people that absolutely love this blaster. It is a great HVZ blaster if you love topping off because it has a massive 40-round drum. You can actually remove these drums and throw in a new drum, so if you want to do that, that's definitely an option. But definitely a neat blaster that is basically a primary pistol kind of thing, so pretty cool, and definitely worth $2. So definitely a neat find there. Found a Sling Fire with a 25-round drum. And how much did I pay for this? Oh, this was $5, so, you know, I thought that was a reasonable price considering it was a blaster in pretty good condition with a 25-round drum. I was okay paying that. It does work just fine, but, you know, Sling Fires definitely lack the power a little bit until they're modified, but, yeah, definitely a cool find. I guess I picked up a Vulcan tripod for $1, you know. Since it was only $1, I felt like it was okay to pick that up. I'm sure I have a few Vulcans that don't have tripods, but if not, they're always good to use for trade or something like that. But definitely worth $1. A friend of mine in the NAPTOWN Nerf Club actually gave me this. It is a clear Recon Light. I did not have one of these, but definitely a pretty cool little addition to my collection because I did not currently own a Recon Light, so that was in clear anyway, so pretty cool. Found a Buzzbee Boss. This was 99 cents. Definitely a decent find. Did not have the magazine, unfortunately, but definitely a cool blaster. It is a neat mega style, kind of like Magnus style that actually has a magazine, so definitely a cool blaster, and I think worth $1. Found a vintage sharpshooter. This thing is cool. I did not own one of these. It is not, it's in okay condition, but it is a little bit broken right here, but it does still work, so that's cool. Yeah, no air restrictor, and that didn't help out at all, so I don't even know why I tried to do that, but definitely pretty cool. This came out, I think, in 1993, it says, so actually predates the crossbow, so definitely cool, and definitely worth $1, so neat find there. Picked up a Demolisher with stock, which for some reason I pick these up every now and then, but they never seem to have the stock. The stock is functional. It's not my favorite stock, but it's definitely solid, so definitely cool to get that, and it does hold a missile if you want to keep the missile launcher and use that. But in very good shape. It was $2, so I can't really complain there. Definitely a cool find, and I am planning on doing a Demolisher modification, if not a couple, here pretty soon. So definitely look forward to that. It's just going to probably be in after End War before I start on that, because I have like 6 or 7 projects right now that are started but not complete. So probably should finish those first. But definitely a cool find there. Actually, just like last month, I found another Starscream, and this one was $3.99, but definitely came with the top fins. The other one was missing these top fin parts, but if you didn't see that episode, it transforms into a blaster, which is pretty cool, and then you pull back on this and fire. So definitely neat. This one works, I think, a little bit better than the last one did. May not be in quite as good a condition, besides the fact that it is complete, but definitely a cool find, and since it was complete and had these top fins, I picked it up. Found a Supermax 3000. This is the newer version. It is an air-powered blaster that is, unfortunately, this handle part is broken. I'm hoping, I can see the pump in there, I'm hoping that it still works, but for $2 I thought it was worth a pickup. I think I have another one of these that this front cylinder has some cracks in it, so if nothing else, this will be useful for switching that out and parts and whatnot. So thought it was worth the $2 and definitely a cool find. Found a red Apollo, $2 with the magazine. It's amazing how many of these I find with the magazine. It's definitely cool. But there was a ball in there. Let me put a ball in and fire. Blaster's always falling. Fire it off. I think I just hit the light right in front of you guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, cool find. Grabbed a good old Stampede, and it was $5 right here. And there was actually a second one that didn't have a magazine at the exact same time, and I took both of them up there. One had a price tag for $4.99. The other one was priced, I think, at $9.99. And I told the woman, I was like, if you give them both to me for $5 each, I'd take them. But if you're going to keep it at the one for whatever reason twice as much as this one, then I was only going to take this one. And she didn't seem to want to change the price, so I just picked up the one of them, which is probably a favor to me because I'm running out of space and I really don't need too many more of these. But they are awesome blasters. I love the shells. They're definitely great for integrations. So it's kind of hard to pass up sometimes, especially when you're afflicted / addicted to Nerf and thrifting and all that. So cool find, but probably I'm going to have to pass on these in the future. Found a good old Mega Magnus, and this was $1. Definitely wouldn't probably have picked it up if it was anything higher than that, because I have, once again, too many of these also. But works just fine, in reasonably good shape, so definitely a cool blaster and worth $1. Found another AirTech 2000. I believe it works also. The gauge might not be functioning. Yeah, the gauge isn't working. It's just full all the time, but it does seem to work. So cool blaster. It was $1, so worth that. Found a Lawbringer. This was $3. Definitely a fun looking blaster, cool looking blaster. And basically a hammer shot just in a much bigger package. So cool blaster, definitely a good pickup. And I don't know what this says, maybe Noah. I think Noah owned this. So thanks, Noah. It says N-O-H. No, I don't know. Maybe that's his initials. Maybe there isn't an A there, but nevertheless, cool find. Found a Jolt. This is one with the neat little shell. It was 69 cents, so I thought it was worth that. You know, I basically picked it up because it was 69 cents, and I think I probably picked up something else that same day, so I figured what the heck. And the ones that have these little neat shells on them I think are pretty cool, so. This might have been that same person. There's also initials on this, but this is a Cyclone Shock. It was $2. Pretty cool. One of my favorite pistols. Definitely worth $2. Found a Vortex Wite-Out Proton. This was 69 cents, but then it also, I guess, had a tag for $3. And I think Jill picked this one up, and I think they did give it to her for the 69 cents, so that's good. Definitely not worth $3 because this is becoming the new Maverick, so you find these quite often. The Wite-Out is a little more rare, but definitely not a rare blaster, but definitely cool looking. Definitely a neat pistol, and if you like Vortex, these aren't bad. Found another Demolisher. This one was missing the stock, and this one was also $2. I actually forgot that I thrifted 2 of these this past month, but it has been a while, and this month has been rather long and busy, so you kind of sometimes forget, but I guess I found 2 of these. Definitely cool blasters. They're one of my actually favorite flywheelers. I mean, not quite up there with the Strife, but definitely a good blaster and definitely cool looking. So like I said, I'm excited to mod one of these again because I haven't done one of these in quite a while, so definitely something that's coming up soon. Found a Buzzbee Sonic 6. I don't think I've ever seen this pistol before. I don't know if it's rare at all or not, but it definitely was cool. It lights up and makes noises, or at least it did. Oh, I think I have it off. So you have to turn it on. You actually have an on-off switch, which is awesome. So you can do it with the sound and lights or without. But lights up, makes sounds, pretty cool. So definitely fun. Sound and lights are always fun. I think Jill picked this up with a bunch of other stuff when she was out thrifting. She thrifts for me quite often, about once a week, but she always does that on her way up to work. And she grabbed this. This is basically a spring donor, but it is kind of a neat functioning blaster. It does not have a trigger, but does have a hell of a pop, and sounds like it has a reasonably decent spring in there. So I picked this up, not Nerf, but I thought it was cool. It's a clock actually, but you know, it's the little thing that floats around in Star Wars, the first Star Wars, New Hope, and it's what Luke uses to practice his lightsaber moves. So I thought that was neat and cool looking, so I grabbed it. Found another one of these guys, the Zerg Blaster. They're definitely cool little blasters. I think actually Jill found this, but has a hell of a prime there, and definitely has some pop. So shoots balls originally, which are the balls are really hard to find, but definitely I think you can convert these to shoot darts, and they do a pretty darn good job. So definitely a neat find there. Got another Star Wars blaster. I think Jill found this one also. It was $2. So definitely not the greatest blaster, but you know, a good vintage find. Found the ion fire attachment, or now it's also an attachment for the Strife in the Modulus line, but it was $1. So I picked it up. It's, I guess, worth that. These are pretty neat. Found another Buzzbee Big Blast. This was $4. I feel like a Buzzbee Big Blast is definitely worth $4. But I do think the tank works, but the trigger is broken, so I actually need to open this up and release that air. But yeah, I can tell that it's holding air, but the trigger has broken or come unhooked or something to the pin that pulls the tank. So I'll have to open that up and fix that, but definitely a cool find. Found a Halo Covenant Carbine, something like that, I think. Something, $2. Cool find. I did not own one of these. It's not my favorite Halo pistol. The grip is very funky and kind of weird, but definitely cool looking, and thought it was worth $2 since I didn't own one. Definitely fun to add to the collection. And then I found a blue M6, and I've actually been wanting a blue M6. This is the first M6 I've thrifted, and it was a blue one, and blue ones are the most rare, probably. Well, there is that new fire one that I did a review on, but besides that, this one's probably the hardest color to get, and will probably be the most rare, because this, I think, is only sold at Toys R Us. They might have that double pack on Amazon too. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure it is, but you can't buy these by themselves. You can only get the blue in the double pack. So I thought it was pretty cool to find a blue one. And last, but certainly not least, a blaster I've been wanting for quite a while. The 5x5. And let me tell you guys, Rebel makes awesome pistols. They have great pistols in the Rebel line, so don't hate on Rebel. Just because they're girls blasters does not mean they're bad. They're very cool and definitely neat when painted, and this one is definitely a fun paint scheme. It is purple and blue, but I like that way better than the pink. Definitely cool zebra stripes there, or tiger stripes, whatever you want it to be called, but definitely a cool blaster, and very excited to have one of these in my collection. I believe it was $5, although we realized that they had originally priced it for 99 cents, and that's pretty unfortunate that they decided, oh no, we need to price that higher. And this is something I'm seeing a lot. Blasters like that should not be priced. This one's I'm okay spending $5 on this because it's rare and very cool. But most blasters, like a Maverick, like a Nightfinder, things like this are not worth $5. Don't pay $5 for silly blasters like that. Just leave them. Eventually you will find another thrift store that isn't silly and prices them at $1 or $2 where they should be priced. So this is a common problem I'm finding while thrifting, that a lot of Goodwills are way overpricing their blasters, and I guess it's because there's quite a bit of people going out and thrifting Nerf these days, which is also probably part of the reason why I'm not finding quite as much stuff as I used to, although I am finding plenty, I guess. But it's getting competitive out there, so hopefully my thrifting luck continues. I'm definitely not picking up a lot of things that I used to, so my criteria for actually picking up a blaster has gotten a little bit better. And you know, it is hard actually to kind of go to like 5 thrift stores and then you might find a few things but don't buy anything, and it kind of sometimes feels like a waste of time. So I'm trying to continue doing this mainly because I know you guys love these videos so much, but we will see how much thrifting I can get done in the next few months because they are crazy. So hopefully I'll find some good stuff, but we will see. Nevertheless, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode of NAPTOWN NERF Thrifting. Hope you enjoyed it. Definitely let me know how much you loved this video, because I know you guys love these videos and I need you to tell me that by smashing that like button, subscribing, and as always guys, peace out.